as personal protective equipment, and the diluting of antibacterial soap in our hospitals. So watered down soap under Fenton Ferguson, and of course, garbage bags being used as personal protective equipment in our hospitals, as per the comments made by Dr. Alfred Dawes some years ago. So when you talk about issues in hospitals, let's remember those.
You want me to answer that?
Well, you may elect to.
You wrap the garbage bag around him for protection. Guess what? The people they need to get the operation done.
Are you suggesting people not getting operations done?
No. They get the operation done. No. They get the surgery done. No. They are getting it done. No. They sit in hospital and cheering at the hospital.
And they're not getting the surgery. And they're not getting the surgery.
And you remember, hold on, you remember that the similar thing about the dead babies at the hospital when Dennis Brooks, the friend, run up and down and talk about. You remember the similar thing?
Is Dennis Brooks or Abkafi Zenley? Which one of them you want to cite on this one?
No, I talk about Abkafi Zenley. So get a while to run up and down with the baby.
If you have to help with the PNP talking points.
Hold on, I don't want to
Yeah, I don't want to forget the talking point.
You're brilliant in that.
Yeah.
Some dead there, some baby is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And
the Prime Minister heard them. And the Prime Minister heard them.
Yes, he used to listen. He used to listen to that baby. But when is that man under Christopher Tufton, right? You know what? You remember what Christopher Tufton?
I get to understand, Marsh, that he's busy listening to the people of Jamaica and attending to infrastructure, attending to social housing needs.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
You want me to tell you something? Well, this is what I talk about with you.
Sure, go ahead.
You see your behavior, yet when you talk, you know what about it. But me remind you of something, but you're not going to want to hear this. Somebody died on that Tufton stewardship. You remember what Tufton said?
No.
And mother fall by some improper hygienic behavior caused poor baby to die. You remember? Because innocent. You get the point I'm making?
So, Sir
the Prime Minister skillful in hearing dead babies.
So, Sir Marsh.
Yes.
We are entitled to our own opinion, but not our own facts. The matter you're referring to.
Just tell me this.
Hold on, man. But the two can't at the same time. You said something a while ago. I am speaking for a few seconds now. May I speak for a few seconds? So I'm putting it to you, Sir Marsh, that yes, unfortunately, we have had loss of
Sir Marsh and Ross
healthcare facilities, and the clinical explanation that was provided touched and concerned matters having to do with the propagation of bacteria and other hazards to those neonates, largely because of hygienic deficiencies or deficits. Those are clinical, technical points. And none of us, myself included, do not diminish the value of any neonate by referring to them as not being babies in the real sense. All right? So we're entitled to our own opinions, but not to our own set of facts. Go ahead with the other point, Chief.
Well, I've got to tell you, really would, because in 2010, you realize that 2010 another PMP didn't have power, right?
Yeah.
You realize that in 2010, a whole more babies stayed under the JLP, and the PMP never remembered. And never can do this. When we used to work, I get hours of overtime because babies get dead like flies and don't have jubilee, right? And you have to work a whole for overtime. And I tell you when you used to work, I tell you when you know, and that's what baby did really dead.
What were those attributed to, Sir Marsh?
It's a similar thing. I'm waiting for baby dead.
I can share something with you now. I can share something with you. Do you agree, Sir Marsh, that as Jamaica maintains a stable economy and manage our financial affairs in a way that will see more revenues being generated, we will be in a better position to maintain our public healthcare facilities better ways so as to obviate or at least militate against the presence and outbreak of bacteria which will cause babies to die. Do you agree with that observation?
Listen, I'm not telling you something I agree with anything what you say really, no. Because I understand
I can't be quiet, you know.
No,
He can be quite a proposition.
You always to tell people that you won't get any vote from that. So you can't tell me now, you get vote from what you're saying.
Well, let me just use 15 seconds and respond to you. When you manage the economy such that higher paying jobs are secured and higher levels of revenue are generated, you're able to do more for the Jamaican people, including Marlon Morgan and including Mr. Marsh. You follow me? And those things, we trust that those will more.
I'm not follow your backside with that.
Support, including votes.
Come with one argument.
Distraction.
Fitch economy good?
Fitch.
Yeah.
That's an excellent question, Sir Marsh.
Yeah. Did they say the economy good?
Excellent question. You remember the quote I used this morning when I said, your actions speak so loudly that I cannot hear what you say. So Fitch may not have said the economy is good, but by virtue of Fitch's action, which counts for more than Fitch's words, my friend, the economy is good so till it can't good no more. Because, and I'll tell you why, Marsh, let me use 20 seconds because I know you want to come back in.
Booyaka!
Let me just assist you with this, right? Fitch Ratings Agency in the first quarter of calendar year 2024 considered Jamaica, what was happening in the economy, and ascribed to us a rating of BB- with a positive outlook. And after a year, after the passage of Hurricane Beryl, Tropical Storm Raphael, and higher than normal volumes of rainfall and all of the other things that may constitute external shocks, Fitch came in the first quarter of 2025 and ascribed to Jamaica the same rating. So it's like, teacher, take up your book and give you the same marks based on the situation you were in, the same assessment you got. What does that say about the economy, Sir Marsh?
You know what it's a rate for?
What am I rated for? You tell me.
It's a paying of the debt. Your work.
We not do something good still.
But you are paying your debt like hell and people rate it. And then we can say, oh, man, yeah, man, I a good boy, man. And we pay you. And we pay you debt. Lend him the money. And we pay you, man. Not care what him going to pay you. Other situation that Jamaica, you know. Can't do. We pay in debt. But the people inside of this, you think some way you attack. You think you can go to supermarket. Mountain and people get here. You think you can go to the house? You think you can't go to the tax? When I talk about people now lose their job, you have people that pay them little and nothing, right? And when they get this salary, can't do anything. And then the GC thing, they got everything. You see, when you run after talk about no new tax. You think the Jamaican people done the tax in every single thing where we are by already. And that's why they get more money, more with them projects to get. Sometime, a month time, or a year time. We know the whole running. So when you talk about new tax, the tax done big in a long time. Because when you talk about economy, what are we exporting? Yeah, listen to this. Yeah. What are we exporting to earn the money where we are getting?
So we export a number of things. So we export Jamaica's services, our service in the tourism industry, because our output from tourism is really a service, you know that, right? We are exporting, but you ask me a question, G, and may I provide some responses and some perspectives. Because I will be the first to admit and agree with you, Sir Marsh, that Jamaica is nowhere near unlocking its potential as it relates to the exports of commodities, agricultural commodities in particular, because strategically too, we shouldn't be content with exporting agricultural products in their natural form. We should be seeking to go more the route of agro-processed things, meaning value added, because those will fetch higher.
Agree.
So when you turn a papaya into papaya puree or mango into mango puree, and more money that. You appreciate that point, Sir Marsh?
Yes.
Okay. And I want to come to the business of tax rate versus tax take. Do you appreciate that the whole point of managing an economy is to allow for certainty in terms of what people are going to be taxed? to allow for the taxes to be collected such that you're able to fix road and bring water systems. So the whole point is that you want to promote economic activity so that you collect more revenues without having to even tax the people in terms of more higher tax rates. Because tax rate, Sir Marsh, is different from tax take. So the whole point of an economy, is for you to have the same taxes in place and even reducing those taxes as we have done. The Prime Minister, when he spoke at the JLP conference in November, you may not have watched it, but it is something in which you should interest yourself because you have to know what your opponents are doing and saying. You follow me? As I do, which is why you see me taking people elsewhere in Radio Land, right? So watch me now. When the GCT on electricity is proposed to move from 15% to 7.5%, you're putting money back into the pockets of those people who would pay those light bills. So those things will see economic activity, yes, increasing really, so that you can collect more taxes ultimately and do more for people like Mr. Marsh, Salah, Al, Conrad O'Brien, Colin Bell, and Ross.
You want to tell you something about kleptocracy?
Yeah, sure.
And generalships? Because first ship that come to Jamaica, And at the Santa Maria will come here with Columbus. The first ship come here, a really general ship. Right? When you say you reduce electricity rate,
the tax on electricity.
The tax planet.
Yeah, man.
You know, sir, my son just said to me, say, Daddy, what are general ships? All them have to do is to send a bigger bill to you. And the tax, where them have to put on, then little more tax and stuff on, and it come back and look like it's at the same place where it used to be.
All right, I know that point, but Sir Marsh, I'm going to remind you of something before I ask you something. I said to you earlier in this conversation that as Jamaicans and as citizens of the world, we're entitled to our own opinions, but not to our own facts, right? And I'm saying to you, do you believe that the JPS bills are arbitrarily calculated? Well, the better question is this. The better question is this, Sir Marsh. Let me ask you the better question. Let me withdraw that one. Yeah, let me withdraw that one and ask you this better question. Based on the JPS's obligations under OUR and the guaranteed standards, right? Do you appreciate that if you have cause to interrogate or to question your JPSCO bill, and if you have grievances with your JPSCO bill, you have a mechanism for redress or airing that grievance? Do you recall and appreciate that that is so?
I mean, no one's doing
everything. So why not sit down with me so that's more of reasoning, and then I can give you an appropriate color shirt.
You know where all you are, me?
Mr. Marsh, you don't think it is time for you to move? You remember Claro, move up to Claro? You don't think I have a shirt that I'd want to change you out of and give you a new shirt? Let us just sit down one day and reason, and let me tell you why you should put on a certain color shirt.
You know what all you are mean when you talk about all you are? You know what all you are
mean? It means Officer of Utilities Regulation, but I'm sure Mr. Marsh, just like PhD, I know Mr. Marsh has another definition for it.
No.
Tell me what it means, Sir Marsh.
All you are mean out of your reach. Don't just go on and work.
And remind our listeners what PhD means. Permanent head
damage.
All right then, because so Sir Marsh will have his own definitions for the various abbreviations or acronyms.
Because let me tell you, Marlon.
Yeah, yes, Chief, I'm with you.
We don't care. The prosperity only works and
Rusty asleep?
You raise a good point, Sir Marsh. You raise a good point.
And some other. That's really the
Can I share some with you? Can I share some? The other day, some weeks ago. No, man. Not at this time. But I will get to that point. But watch me now, Sir Marsh. In December, I left a board meeting at a public body, and I was traveling down Mullines Road. And I saw a massive struggle road where Foster Richard was in. Of course, I was traveling west on Mullines Road, heading towards, St. Catherine, basically. So just to be clear, Marsh, say you have some Tappanaris and more moneyed people in this country who are seeing opportunities in the country and are seizing opportunities. And then there are a set of people in the country who are causing their political supporters to walk and hold them head down and see the glass as half empty, while many of them themselves are tapping into opportunities that are within reach and are available in the economy. I think it's a disservice they are doing to their political supporters, when they are presenting and purveying this doom and gloom. And you know why it struck me that evening when I was going home and I saw the Fostrich building? It struck me because earlier that morning I was listening to Ralston Hyman on a certain radio station here in Jamaica. And we know that, man. We know that. Nobody don't know economy at Ralston. But what I'm saying, Sir Marsh, is that the narrative and the thrust of the discussion on that program, it was so negative. While there are people in this economy who are making headway, them are rub 2 shillings together, them are rub 2 things together and forging ahead, and other people a walk and a hold them head down like them a hug. It cannot be that way, my friend. A political party does a disservice to its supporters when it pervades doom and gloom instead of uplifting people. And like Marcus Garvey said to them, up you mighty race, you can accomplish what you will.
When the JLP was campaigning, when the JLP was campaigning a couple of years ago, right? They did a preach positiveness. Them did a tell us how the PNP.
Them did a preach positiveness because them did a preach what them away, them way I will come do. Remember, I was in that engine room. I'm gonna read something for you, Sir Marsh. I'm gonna read something for you. There's a WhatsApp group I'm in, and there's a picture of the Gleaner newspaper this morning. It says, JLP good for jobs, PNP better for the poor. And you know what one of the commentators in the group says here? If you want a job, vote JLP. If you want to stay poor, vote PNP. That is the Gleaner, Not that comment I made a while ago, The Gleaner headline is...
Listen to this. Tell the person who said that. He must stop behaving like he's a ventriloquist.
All right, cool. We'll leave it there, Sir Marsh. We'll talk another time, my brother.
You know what to respond. All right.
No, another time. True out of time, my friend. We'll talk another time. We'd like to thank listeners or guests for today. SSP Brooks of the JSF, Dr. Corburn of Capri. I must thank my broadcast technician, Tanya Richards, our intern, Caleb Brown. To advertise with us, please call our sales agents.
Why more no when Marlon
again. Marlon wire them,
That was
Marlon
I love that.
Me kind of listen to him in the background,
Where did you find that? Where did you find that title?
But me
That was a breath of fresh air, so invigorating.
I missed the interview with him and Dennis Brooks. I mean, also Dennis must turn it up,
Where did you find that? Is that a YouTube or a...
No, man, I want radio station.
In the pan radio, but I don't know if every week him I go depend there.
In the pan yesterday too.
Yeah, yesterday and today.
Well, it would be good if
and find out when going to pan.
It would be good if at least 1 hour a day or something, that would be so good.
Live radio.
Wide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless.
What was that, Plank?
Live radio.
Oh, live radio.
Yeah.
It's 90 radio 93 FM.
Oh wow.
Customs contactless clearance today.
Let me find out and tell her now.
Election turn up. Election turn up.
Yeah, you're in my background about rubbish. Come on, come give me that man.
Bridget, what's up? Me have another profile here.
Oh, coffee.
Somebody asleep?
Good afternoon to you.
No, sir.
I'm Thomas. Coming up in the nationwide world at noon for this afternoon, Thursday, February 27, 2025. Education Minister denies claim from the opposition PNP that the board at St. James High School has been dissolved. Fire ravages section of Arokabesa High School in St. Mary. About 20 persons are homeless after fire destroyed their homes in Kingston on Wednesday. CARICOM's longest-serving Prime Minister says plans to allow decision-making in the bloc without unanimous support may be problematic. In regional news, Barbados' main opposition party raises concerns about, after Mia Motley appoints a fourth education minister in 7 years. In international news, a Supreme Court judge is allowing the Trump administration to freeze foreign aid payments. And in sports, very united in fight to avoid relegation from Jamaica Premier League. The details after the break.
News at Noon teasers were brought to you by AnyBet, your best bet. If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM. The midday news is brought to you by Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
Now to the details. Education Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon has denied the claim by the opposition PNP that the board of St. James High School has been dissolved. The minister offered the clarification following the claim by the PNP's spokesman on education, Senator Damon Crawford, that the board had been terminated. In a statement to the media, Senator Crawford purported to acknowledge the board's dissolution following what he described as the prolonged impasse and concerns raised by the staff and school leadership. Senator Crawford then called for the appointment of an interim board. But when our news center reached out to the education minister, she said the board was still in place. School boards are appointed by the minister. They are responsible for providing policy oversight and leadership in public schools. St. James High has been plagued by a series of confrontations between the principal, Joseph Williams, and the board chairman, Christopher McCurdy. Classes at the school were disrupted earlier this week following an escalation of the impasse between the principal and the chairman. The education minister has condemned as unacceptable the disruption of classes due to the interpersonal conflicts affecting the leadership of the school. The Ministry of Education says plans are advanced to ensure that amendments to the Education Regulations Code concerning school governance are in line with the recommendations of the Patterson Report of 2021. This in wake of the dispute between the principal and board chairman at St. James High School. That dispute disrupted classes on Monday and forced the closure of the school all day Tuesday. The ministry says the proposed amendments will focus on such key areas as the composition of school boards, appointment procedures, the role of stakeholders in decision-making, and accountability of board members. The ministry says that the changes are intended to enhance transparency, accountability, and efficiency in school leadership. The amendments are expected to ensure that boards are composed of qualified individuals appointed through clear and structured processes. In addition, they are anticipated to give stakeholders, including parents, teachers, staff, and community representatives, a meaningful role in shaping the direction of schools and their students. The Education Ministry says it will engage key stakeholders in consultations to refine the proposed amendments before they are brought forward for implementation. Sections of Arokabesa Primary School in St. Mary were destroyed by fire on Wednesday. Videos circulating on social media show these sections of the school building engulfed in flames. The MP for Western St. Mary, Robert Montague, says temporary arrangements will be made to facilitate the continued education of students.
Today is not a good day, because it is now going to affect the education of our children. There is going to be uncertainty with our teachers, our parents, and staff members. As a matter of fact, the whole community is going to be affected by this. Fortunately, however, there has been no reported loss of life or injury. For that, I give God thanks. I am grateful to God that Some buildings were spared, and we wish to thank the police and the fire brigade for their response. The Ministry of Education is immediately going to move to consult with the principal to begin to look for alternate space to accommodate classes and our children. We must do everything to ensure that our children's education continues with as little disruption as possible.
Montague says the disaster will give fresh impetus to plans long crafted to renovate the school.
The board chairman already got a letter from the Ministry of Education, the National Education Trust, a letter of commitment detailing the improvements that are to be done in 2025 for the Arokobesa Primary School. The government is almost rebuilding the primary school. It is unfortunate that we have had this fire at this time, and in discussions with the Prime Minister, is going to bring that forward so that rather than later in the year, it would be earlier to get the buildings going as quickly as possible once all the approvals are in place.
Robert Montague, MP for Western St. Mary. Now, about 20 people have been left homeless after a fire gutted their homes in Gareth Lane, Kingston on Wednesday. Commissioner for the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Stuart Beckford, says the fire began sometime after 7 p.m.
When the brigade arrived at the given location, we discovered that the fire was actually confined to at least 3 separate properties. So apart from Gareth Lane, properties at numbers 71, 73, and 75 Lovely were also involved. These premises include a bar, a shop, and a tenement building. Approximately 21 persons were displaced by this fire, to include children.
Commissioner Beckford says the cause of the fire is still unknown.
At the height of our firefighting operation, we had approximately 5 units on location. We fought this fire for approximately 3 hours before we were able to bring it under control and then finally extinguished flame. Thankfully, there were no injuries, no loss of life, but significant damage was done to the properties. So we're not yet settled down. We have not yet settled on the losses incurred by the residents who occupy these premises. Neither have we decided or come to any conclusion as to the likely cause of this fire.
Stuart Beckford, Commissioner for the Jamaica Fire Brigade. Meanwhile, Commissioner Beckford says the brigade's resources are being stretched thin, especially in the corporate area due to frequent fires.
So this is the second major fire we're having in this city, just a mere days apart. And for us, this is a worrying trend, one which we would love to cauterize before things get from bad to worse, so to speak. Our resources have been stretched in the corporate area. But not only are we responding to building fires, but we are also responding to bushfires in most of our divisions, especially in the Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, Westmoreland, and St. Anne division. So I want to take the opportunity to urge residents, to urge my fellow Jamaicans, please be careful in the use of fire. A lot of these fires are preventable, and it is because of human errors.
The fire chief is urging farmers to avoid using the slash and burn method to clear land for cultivation.
Farmers, I want to make a special plea to them to resist the temptation to slash and burn. We are in, as far as the Met Office has indicated, a period of drought in a number of our parishes. So it's very dry, it's very windy, and those are 2 ingredients that will cause a fire to start and spread rapidly. So please resist the temptation to burn and burn carelessly. If you have to burn, do so responsibly. Please reach out to the fire brigade and we can provide you with the necessary guidance. That's how you can do these things and do them safely.
Stuart Beckford, Commissioner for the Jamaica Fire Brigade. Water Minister Matthew Samuda says members of Parliament will be advised on Tuesday about the steps that will guide the distribution of 10,000 black tanks across all 63 constituencies.
Distribution of substance will actually start this weekend. We expect to get deliveries from suppliers starting next week. We'll be writing to members of parliament. I'm sure when they go to parliament on Tuesday, when they advise the instructions in terms of how their constituents can access these stocks.
Approximately 150 tanks are expected to be distributed per constituency. Minister Samuda says the move is another effort to improve the water storage capabilities of Jamaicans.
This is a part of our overall strategy to increase storage, both primary, secondary, and tertiary storage. So you'll have seen in recent months we've also commissioned some very large community tanks at elevated positions. That's a part of our energy reduction strategy, it's a part of our strategy to increase storage. But we also accept that tertiary storage is a critical component. So the families that are unable to afford that storage, we are making an effort to reduce their plight.
Matthew Samuda, Water Minister, speaking on Nationwide this morning on Thursday. Now, Cabinet has approved $150 million for water to be trucked to areas currently experiencing drought. $40 million of that sum will be dispersed immediately to areas in Manchester, Westmoreland, Clarendon, St. Elizabeth, as well as Eastern Portland and Eastern St. Thomas. Minister with a portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Matthew Samuda, says that the trucking program will be overseen by the municipal corporations to allow members of Parliament and councillors to immediately respond to those most in need. He was speaking at Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House.
What this has triggered for the national water national problem, but 23 of our systems are experiencing shortfalls in their water intake, meaning 5% of our water systems are now being regulated.
Matthew Samuda, Minister with a portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. He has responsibility for water. The minister says water regulation is not expected to affect the corporate area at this time, as at the latest checks, the Hermitage Dam was at 89% of capacity and the Mona Reservoir at 98%. Samuda says the trucking is the first of many drought alleviation steps to be taken this year. He says the government will commence distributing 10,000 water tanks by this weekend. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck has challenged lay magistrates to take up assignments at police stations as part of efforts to help the crime fight. A lay magistrate is a justice of the peace who presides over less serious criminal cases in a court of law. Lay magistrates are trained in criminal law and procedure.
We want to give the police 150% support so that they can prevent these moral gangsters that you have in all these communities from killing off one another. Just as a peace, I'm going to beg all of you, find a way to know your police station, your closest police station. And I want at least 10 justices of the peace to be attached to each station or to make themselves available, that if a witness statement is to the taking, that at least one of your JP will be available just to watch that to ensure everything is good.
Minister Chuck says there is no reason for Jamaica to have even 100 murders in any given year.
It is really sad that we are assessing peace within the country on the basis of murder statistics. Really sad. I mean, there are many countries that murder is not a problem, but in Jamaica, murder is a problem. And it has been going on for too long, for over decades. There's no reason why Jamaica should have 100 murders. But since independence, we've only got several hundred murders. But I long for the day, and I hope all of us can see the day when we can have murders less than 100. Can you imagine? Jamaica is a paradise.
Delroy Chuck, Minister of Justice. He was speaking in Clarendon on Wednesday at a ceremony where 51 justices of the peace were presented with their documents of appointment. A warehouse attendant has been charged in connection with the stealing of flow copper cable worth about $3 million. He is a 22-year-old Romario Brown, otherwise called Scarface, from Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Reports are about 4:30 a.m. on Monday. Members of the Area 4 Police, acting on information, intercepted a white Honda Stream motor car. The police say copper cable belonging to Flow was found inside the vehicle. According to the police, one man ran from the vehicle and the driver, Romario Brown, was detained and later charged. The man who ran has been identified as Denver Rowe of a Dehaney Park address. He's been asked to turn himself into the Denham Town Criminal Investigations Branch by 6 p.m. on Friday. The police say preliminary investigations have revealed that the cables were stolen from Russell Road in Kingston. Now, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, says amendments to the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas to allow the regional bloc to make certain policy decisions without a unanimous vote from members could be problematic. He was reacting to comments from Trinidad and Tobago's outgoing Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, that some CARICOM states were hindering the movement towards a single market and economy.
CARICOM is a community of independent sovereign states. It's not a federation. It's not a unitary state. So that it becomes, in a sense, a group in which you have to develop a consensus. It is true that there's also provision within the existing treaty for entities which want to move at a different pace. You take, for instance, the OECS countries. We have already complete freedom of movement. And the CARICOM acknowledges that we within the OECS, we can proceed and do that without hindrance to whatever the arrangements broadly involved in the whole of CARICOM.
The TNT Newsday quoted Dr. Rowley as saying that where some countries in CARICOM are ready to move forward on an important issue, the amendment will allow that subgroup to proceed, notwithstanding the objections of the remainder of the regional grouping. The TNT Prime Minister stopped short of naming the country he says has been a roadblock in the way of the free movement of people across the CARICOM region. He used that as an example of how the intent of that one country is frustrating progress on an issue that other countries agree should be implemented immediately. On the matter of trade among a subgroup of countries, Dr. Gonsalves says that could cause grievances among other member states.
Let's say, for instance, that St. Vincent and the Grenadines wants to have a trade treaty with Brazil, and 3, 4, 5 countries want to have that, or half of CARICOM want to have that, and the other half don't want to have that. It's going to upset the equilibrium in respect of free trade with all the respective countries in CARICOM if there is not a consensus and agreement across the board. Because obviously, if the Brazilian goods can enter St. Vincent without any duty, and you have to pay the common external tariff to go into Jamaica, Jamaica will feel aggrieved because similar commodities coming from Jamaica, all things being equal, will be put at a disadvantage. So it depends on how narrow you want that.
Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, speaking on Nationwide this morning on Thursday. Meanwhile, Dr. Gonsalves says that the full free movement of people in the region should come into effect by June this year.
I would say it's at hand. I'm expecting that by June, all the various instruments would be in place and we can kick it off. I think by the end of March, we should have all the instruments put together and then allow people who have to put administrative arrangements in place now.
When you say June, do you mean take
June
effect?
Year.
Yes, ma'am. But you mean
Yeah, I expect that.
Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In early March 2024, Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley had announced that by the end of that month, the CARICOM nationals would have the ability to move freely throughout the region. She made the announcement during the closing of the 4-day CARICOM summit in Georgetown, Guyana, telling her audience that all was on track for this significant accomplishment, but the timeline did not hold. Currently, CARICOM nationals enjoy the freedom to relocate within the region for a period of 6 months without any interrogation. The free movement also entails the right of CARICOM nationals to seek work without the need to obtain a work permit in all CARICOM member states with the exception of the Bahamas, Montserrat, and Haiti. In regional and international, in Barbados, the Democratic Labour Party DLP says it has strong concerns about what it describes as ongoing instability within the Ministry of Education following the government's latest cabinet reshuffle. The Barbados Nation is reporting that this marks the fourth ministerial change in the education portfolio in 7 years. In a statement on Wednesday, the DLP claimed that the frequent changes are creating confusion and distrust among students, teachers, parents, and other education stakeholders. The DLP says instead of a well-planned approach, the Mia Motley administration is engaging in reactionary changes that leave the public questioning whether it truly has a vision for education in Barbados. The party says it's also concerned about the lack of consultation with the teachers' union prior to the reshuffle, describing it as part of a broader pattern of excluding key stakeholders from important discussions. In international, the top judge in the United States has given temporary backing to the Trump administration's freeze on foreign aid payments. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts' intervention came as the administration faced a midnight deadline to pay contractors. Officials argued they could not process the payments within the time frame set by the lower court judge. Since coming to power in January, U.S. President Donald Trump has taken quick action to end many aid programs largely run by the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID. U.S. District Judge Amir Ali has ordered the U.S. State Department and USAID to pay about $2 billion worth of bills to contractors by midnight on Wednesday. As the deadline approached, the Trump administration went to the Supreme Court, arguing it was impossible to process claims in an orderly fashion in such a short period of time. Meanwhile, thousands of USAID workers who have been fired or placed on leave as part of the Trump administration's dismantling of the agency were given a 15-minute window on Thursday to clear out their workspaces. The Associated Press says the first USAID workers arrived under heavily overcast skies, with a small and somber group of supporters greeted them, or where rather a small and somber group of supporters greeted them. Large numbers of federal officers also were waiting outside, with at least 7 intercepting one of the first workers who appeared, rolling a suitcase behind him to escort him inside. On Monday, USAID placed 4,000 staffers who work across the globe on leave. And that's it for the news at 12. Up next, sports.
Okay, there you have it, guys.
Thank you.
I want to see. Boy, me tell you, say Marlon, I wish I have a nationwide him in there.
Before we find out when I'm winning, come
Fox
on.
Media. I got me investigate, so me find out, me tell them now.
Ren's girl, me be gonna follow me at the page, my battery dead.
Me say, born me for dirty marsh. Where my call so much time for? With the aggressive and hostile self.
But Marlon fix him though, Marlon sort him out. Marlon
can angle them. Of course, Marlon can angle them. I don't like he can angle them. I over new stock over there is full of comrade,
Me say because over there the one Conrad there, you know what him did on, Marlon bring him on, Marlon.
Me listen all right, Petal. That's how come I feel live. I never know no one listen it.
You sure, man, there's something we need to listen to, man, Kizzy.
Me that try call Marlon myself. Me a try call, cause me hear Marsh. Me say it get me upset. Me a try call, but me not get through.
Yeah.
Piss me off.
Look here, people. Me not trust them all for fire business. Me not trust
Hi,
them
Kizzy.
fire.
Hi, Graffy. What's up? You know, say I saw them stay next girl. In time when nothing not going, then start create some type of diversion. Now supposed start going.
Yeah,
all make me observe.
Remember, so them burn down Mona primary, and that was our person. Okay. In a last year, part of the school, yeah. And now I remember watch out
Where
for the
Damian Crawford,
watch out for the
where
market
Mildred
fire.
getting
Watch out,
information about the board at St. James this
me not know. Watch out for the
Why?
market fire then.
Watch out for the market fire. Me not trust them.
All the marketers sent me a bill up. No, watch out for the just watch out for the market fire. Watch out
You
for
have to
more
put
school
strong
fires.
security upon them things there, you know.
Watch out for places where them want to put the government under pressure. If say, oh, let's demonstrate because we need this and we need that. School burn down, market burn down, and that them are gonna do, yeah.
Would have put strong security there at night time.
Them a lose out everything and we know them peak and then now gonna further.
Then grab to straw. Them a drown in us, let me grab to any straw them see right now.
Any straw, hey. I don't know. Me see on Facebook like a while said the thief in mayor. The thief in mayor upper KSAMC form advisory council. So what kind of advising you are? How if you thief more money? Me not understand. Is that permitted? You kind of
advisory council. I give them comrade them work.
Give them comrade them.
Give them comrade them work.
You know, for somebody like Desmond McKenzie, when me rate and respect so much, he is too laid back on this parish council issue, you know. Desmond McKenzie too quiet on these issues. And too many parish council issues are in the news. For Desmond now address nothing at all.
I'm not ready yet, man. I'm not ready. In time I roll out, we have a surprise.
But be honest, what can he do actually?
First and foremost, all parish
There's only so much he can do in his remit, you know.
You see, you have to investigate these things thoroughly first, you know.
Well, I don't know, in quiet bad.
And we can only say obviously, I'm the minister for local government and this boy man the minister for parish council. Just for local government, him the legislator, he can't go in there go tell him what to do. He can order certain things. Like you say, audit on certain things.
An audit, but in my opinion, the auditor is compromised. And the auditor have too much things on our plate, aside from our compromise.
And cockroach I run over the ground, you know, where big and the fish spray.
Me just go look on the page on cockroach through.
8512?
Yeah.
Me don't know if the auditor can manage.
If the auditor can do it and then concern I want the investigation, and I have more of them, man. If certain things don't look right. More can do the investigation.
Me know say the auditor go do, you know, but me concerned that they are going to wait too close to the election. Me don't know. Me don't know.
Thank you.
Because
you
just get up and want your friend them some work and you just call it about KSAMC advisory council. Under what legislation are you empowered to form such a council?
But advise the council for what though? For advise him on what?
That's what I'm saying. Under what legislation are you empowered to form such a council? One, where is the revenue going to come from to
pay them?
Pay? I remember not just pay, but also other emoluments like them benefits.
To fund it. Yeah.
If you give them work and them a work for over 3 months and the government try to terminate them, they have leeway if the government go court.
Yeah, court.
Because they're permanently employed. So like you twist the government hand to employ these useless people.
Surrogates.
Just because you are paying a political favor. Me not understand. as far as I know, there is no legislation where empower you if you just get up and hire some people just because your mind tell you.
Yeah, maybe that taxpayer money I waste. I do all sort of something.
No master, but a day in the life of Jamaica.
Boy, that is our criminal organization go to work. As when Dujan said to Ingram this morning, Ingram, how do you feel to be a part of the criminal organization? He say, nah, answer.
Me just keep patient with Ingram, man. Me can't listen to them for more than 5 minutes, and then me antenna start, me taste like, you ever see when time electric wire go catch fire and it just a shoot off some
gas.
a gas, and so my head start go. Me can't listen to that, me no know.
Philip and no patience stream like that. Philip and come on, go for like I say, hey boy, come on for this.
Me can't do it. Me can't do it.
Oh.
And we, brother, this morning when me I hear the conversation, I hear Miss China say, listen, anything liberate go over shaman life, go get them for techie because no business over there. I say this chin, God know me rate you. Me and you are the same thing. Me couldn't do it. You're not supposed to over there. I mean understand say somebody have to over there for
somebody have to do it, but better say battlefield have different set of warrior, you know. You see me? We have frontline soldier, we have chef, we have nurse, we have doctor, we have journalists, we have all type of people in our team, man.
Kizzy,
so who want to go over there, go thump it out, just can go thump it out. Me go over there, go listen to them and laugh.
You go over there over Charmaine live?
No, sir, not like that. Me wait, if me wake up like me a scroll, me hear the at and me there the far you are, so we go in night of course. And me if me hear foolishness, me we write now comment and say two faces.
But then not even read it.
No man, they read it, man. They read it, man. She want read. She see comment them, but she just read what she want to read out.
She just read what she want.
You see the spam something there? That me said too. If you spam something in our chat more than enough time, she will read out it.
If you're right, if you send gift your ear, thank you, darling. Yeah, she excited about gifts. So that
you love gift and gift in the deaf. You think in business about politics? In talk trade.
Business about politics. That woman don't care if Jamaica is upside down, wrong side, turn on the head. She don't care.
That's why we need to support our own.
She said, me used to keep live and we used to only get around 50 people. Since we start the politics, me see my platform grow. You know business about JLP or PMP.
Yeah, she no business. She just want to keep the politics, forget the because alright. Remember, I know, alright. On an average Black King, we have 150 people or 200 people, right? Yeah. At any given time. Yeah. Out of that 100 people or 200 people, we have maybe 110 away. We're consistent gift wise. We no care how we send 2 rows and so. So when she have 200 people over there and 500 people, I remember say she a beg, you know. She a beg.
She a beg straight. She a tell us
she literally say support her life.
People when people are like a good patch.
Right. So she really is about the gift. And me see people are send gift over there.
People give her.
Me see her live goal. I shoot her for her live goal one night.
Yeah, me see her shoot her for one night too.
Me shoot her for her live goal one night over there too. But I know basically like a she me a support. Basically I support our people where they in the box without going in the box.
True.
Cause I don't really care. Remember say in a sense, you know, me know say I saw the platform work.
Yeah, that most people go live.
People like that about taps, but I not just taps. You need.
Man want to see kind when they come over their life.
You come out of the league. I'm trying to tell you about them. The TikTok have league, and they push you up in it. Right now, Black King they in a C league, top 80%. If I did one platform where we even not care if everybody
And you
is
can
not
know
sending.
by a host badge at brands. It could have gone all a silver or gold.
Yeah, it could have gone up, send him in a B league or in their C league, in their lower league, send him up in a B league or A league because we there here every day we can do it. My aunt me over here, me level up, me there 16. Soon and very soon, over Dujan me there 20. Right?
Me there at 20 over there too.
Yeah, because we click.
I don't even know what those things are.
See, he
That me just go say, me don't know officer in this and
Max girl, you looks like my name when me comment. And you will see that something there. You see that number there? You see number? Yes. 26? That are your gifters badge.
Oh.
So when you start sending gift, if you start off as 0, when you start sending, it gradually grow and it grow and it grow and it grow. You see the art side? You see the art side?
My gift badge at 30. See me gift badge.
The art to the side of it, you art me that. So until you come in a Black King live, the art up at top there, you click it.
The
take
art
one
to the
time
side
to
of
send
it,
it.
but when me
the
click
two strokes.
me click art and it just say join to unlock member level badge.
Yeah,
Right.
then you click on
So
it
you have to
and
click
send
it, and then you can use your card and top up on $10 or $20.
Oh,
And
okay.
support
Every
him.
time you
Yeah.
come in.
Or you can use PayPal.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Let me go back with my purse.
Look, the Black King, every day Black King put up 5 anat. 5 anat and yesterday plank shoot you off. Plank and who else? Somebody else. Right?
And somebody else clear.
And today, achieve because nobody not think and 100 kind, 100 kind is not a lot of money. Really and truly. 100 kind,
100
I
kind
like
about $1 something less than
$1
bit.
15.
Yeah.
Or $1.70 or something 100 kind.
Why you think that
Nothing.
Mr. Why you think that woman they come live every night? If I make money or fight, if I get $20 a night, he might come off.
When every night when the woman they done, Mr. Worldwide, big up
around
yourself.
$50 a night.
Every
You
night when the woman
motivated,
they
that's why
done,
I
she
come
have
back every
$50
night.
on her account. Minimum $50.
Yeah,
she
man,
have
he
on her
might
account.
make it. Come on, saying when he set live goal and then clear, he set one more. And he will stop all
Thank
live and
you,
mute everybody.
Mr.
I said,
Worldwide.
me no see no top of going on, me no see no gift.
Another top shit over about life hard, people are not going. But life hard, but them a give Charmaine though. Charmaine no business.
No, so look here. That up at top was he moved. Maybe I got read it,
Yeah.
but he moved, me no remember.
Which one of them?
Next girl, you see gift box. When you click on the gift box, you see you don't about to see gifts and you see exclusive.
Yes.
When you click on exclusive, you see the first gift will say art me a one coin. Click on it and you will get you will join in team. So much people
Look,
are
you see,
passing the live
you see, come up there, so.
All right, so this number that is beside your name, like when you're in the box.
Thank you, Wealthy.
That's what people send you. That's what people send you.
That you have 10. You have 10 coins.
You get something there.
And you can always exchange them and recycle them and send back gift too.
So we do nowadays. We have about $15 per my one.
Me hear back. Chrissy, I forgot to tell me if you doing something. Me hear back from Marlon. So and next week Wednesday and Thursday, I'm gonna go there on again.
Okay.
Yeah. So me exchange.
Yeah, go work.
Like
so 10 nago can exchange. You have to
hold on,
like.
Yeah, go work next week Wednesday and Thursday. So make sure you're streaming, yeah.
All right, with me
Breaking
if me
news.
have time.
Breaking news. On and again. Wanna see one video that Danishka put out yesterday?
We don't follow them people, so
It's up on social media.
We not see. Me not see.
Down in constituency. Down Xavier. Xavier mean Sharon Gens, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down Xavier mean constituency. Yeah, and Philip Paul will go down there, go make the video. Hole broke out down there. And then video which part the hole there, And the video, the material where we fix the hole. You know, say him for go down there, go video everything.
Video it and post it back. Oh, you mean?
Video info was live just now. I go over the info go video it and I said that is the good. This is what Uno do. Uno come tell lie and spread propaganda.
You see?
Yeah, man.
Everything and cut out the material. The big sun heap there and the big stone heap there to fix the big old hole. And she not do that.
Yeah,
To
false
cut
Nike,
out.
they want to run go
You
spread.
understand?
I see I want me see we did the Fish Brian and the
Right.
Beggy Andre.
So info, go down the local while, go video it live. And I show them how lie them is. You understand? Info say me I send back right, go sit alongside of your father. You way you lie and wicked. There are people that will do anything
They me know they
to
on a live last
discredit
night. Me know
people.
they I hear you Richard say, yo, the man say, yo, if Andrew Wellness, I give everybody $1 million a week, him still would have vote for him. Because him is a comrade.
Listen,
So
never tell you something.
another time, hold on the plan. When me land the party, the man said, sure, me have me have forgot to say.
He said if Andrew Wallace give him $1 million, he's
No,
still not
man,
vote
he
for
say
him.
nah, he did say something else, man. He
Yeah.
say something else.
But
One
Richter,
time,
remember,
His same job is to grow and spread propaganda.
yes, his job is to grow and spread propaganda. And when you want to say, really? He
And
say,
that's
yes.
why I'm telling you, say it's a waste of time. But Casco is of the opinion, so we're supposed to engage them. Tell me what use is that of engaging a person
say we
like that?
can engage them, but not part of the platform.
Then
but
if them
Richter,
and if them clearly talk out of them mouth that is propaganda them must spread. We need to run them where and we don't need to go up on nobody live. Go up
Man, sir. Yeah,
And then taught them something they no should have screen record them. So
record,
but
man. Somebody have my records. Scratchy have it.
remember the morning when me and you dep on Dujan live and the guy come up the
Ball
morning and
distance,
say
Two
we
money
not
gun,
pay,
ball distance. Two money
we
gun.
not pay you Richards no mind because you Richards not even have a vote in a constituency when you remember the man?
Remember, man.
Okay. So me don't know how do
Me not say you can go to Jamaica in just a chat.
Him
You think you can
friend,
go to Jamaica.
a man come up and say me and him are good friend. And me not chat to him pertaining politics because him a wicked. When me chat to them, don't listen to him because in a constituency where I live, he not even have a vote because the Labour rule which party in there. So feel vote not even matter.
I know something that always party then over Warmington.
Yeah.
Can you that about all about?
You understand? The man say which part you Richards come from, you Richards vote no count. So me don't know how to listen to him. You see, man, a mad man, man.
I keep them the people irrelevant. Cause for me, them is so
God
irrelevant.
no, me try if you listen to it, comrade them, me try. You see all the morning time as me roll over, me go on, as me come out of the shower, me go on Dujan live. Dujan always have Ingram and by 5 minutes me have to come off, brother. Me can't do it. Like me if me do that, me go work.
Me understand Dujan
work
still.
angry. Because you can't start a day like that.
Me understand remember. Me never used to understand, but me understand remember.
And he tell me engage in Pande and he tell me say it's a teaching moment and Dujan algorithms are growing because of it.
Yeah.
But why?
He used to barely get in our time he used to barely clock 100 people and most morning now it's like 200 and odd.
And you know, say Dujan o'clock. Dujan is getting a lot of persons who are repeating. We come, we click the art me, and we sending gifts. And I'm telling you, and not only that, Dujan posts content. And when you post one content 1 hour before you start your live, it comes up as well people. in a because when we come on as me what me TikTok the first thing me see a theme video. So from me see that video there, me see same live, me automatically share the video, then me jump in at the live. Cause I saw it happen.
Yeah,
it's a lot of things to help the algorithm.
Why one thing on patient? Philippine.
Can I say in our time in our day Kizzy in drop off, you know?
Kizzy.
In numbers and because
let me tell you why. Because he was member a couple days, he never come in, did the vacation, he never active. He was not active. Right?
The algorithm,
look here, when Munch used to do our live on TikTok, you never see our numbers go below 200.
True, man.
Never.
Always 200 or more, 300.
200, 300, never go
But
below.
me find some people
good
up on the
over
nightlife
something
them.
too, you know. Munchie going good over YouTube too, you know.
Munchie live go right to 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock a morning time, and all 300 people up on the
Yes,
same
our
day.
numbers
Always
never drop.
she have the numbers.
Munchie
Our
always
numbers
maintain
never drop.
300 and more.
Yeah,
Our
man.
numbers never drop.
She
And that's why
started
I'm
at
telling you now,
200.
say,
And then we continue 300 and.
it all depends on the host, you know. And you see a lot of persons too, they like when the host turn on them camera. Because it is an engaging tool.
More engaging,
right.
yeah.
So if you're just there and you have your box closed and you just attack and you're not really moderate and take part in the conversation, because remember people come for you.
Yeah, you not really come for the on the live. You didn't come
They don't come for you in the box. Them come for you.
You know, say you send me over Gawain.
Yeah.
You send me over Gawain in a car.
Yeah, talk about Gawain, though.
Yeah, when you don't talk,
Selena always talk about Gawain.
Yeah, man, me I go over Gawain, you know. Gawain supposed to like that now. I go listen to Gawain.
You know how me reach from Gawain? My mother, because my mother, she love TikTok. My mother always get news before all me here, and I'm me a younger one. I mean, I tell you, sir. So one night we come on, they come on in the night.
Oh, it wasn't raised now.
No, you name Sonny Dan.
He changed his name. He changed his name and got a name
I don't can't talk when people attack. Gawain a lick information, you know, man, and him a lick. So I say, mommy, who you listen to? She said, me no know one little bleach up boy when you. I said, let me see kind of talk with sense. I said, mommy, you have to follow him and necessarily bright boy, this ain't grow good. And from there and then me start follow him. So
from me find Gawain, me love him because guess what?
Man,
the way Gawain express himself, Gawain beat and teach and educate and everything that the everyday language. Enough people not talk, they don't want you the bad word and they don't want this and they don't want that. But
sometimes it not resonate with a lot of people because they understand it.
Right.
This morning I first me hear him, but me tell you is a very influential youth, a good youth.
Man, he running live at the time.
He know where my do and guess what? Then can't chat to him because Gawain never depend in job. In my work. So that's why I'm so effective because Gawain do in my work and in my talk.
Then can't say careless because I work.
Can't say careless. No time then can't say careless.
No time.
Alright, people. I'll jump off here a little bit.
We know if you're
a good boy, man. Gawain and me done.
You don't know my style.
Yeah, you know soon come back.
When me there in New York,
Gawain, me click it at me and send him
when me there in New York and I drive, me no come off none at all, you know. But when me there in New Jersey, in that area,
you play about.
You have to be careful in that Jersey.
Me no play with them white people, brother, cause
they don't like we.
Yeah, they don't like we, and me no play with them because me don't want to. Then go deport me, say me a terrorist catch. Then can't deport me for papers. Then they will put terrorists.
Put something for you.
Yeah, they will put it on me, and you know, me not gonna really take it grown.
Yeah.
So.
I'll
see you guys later. Yeah. Thank you.
Later, Naxi.
Nax girl, stay safe on the road. She sound like one girl. Nax girl sound like one girl when we didn't go through Punkus, you know, one labor right girl who used to write me all the time.
Nax girl, everybody follow you already. So that big follower now.
No, look, 100 follower me up. I recently company up in about 3 or 4 weeks. I got my company up in since me start follow. Usually me used to go up on YouTube mostly. I recently me start my company up. Me don't know if you use it and then sit there. I have to check my data.
Anytime you start top up, you put kind of start gift. You see your page, your numbers
school with you. Where she used to text me all the time.
She come misbehave in her Rickster. Nax girl come misbehave, make Petal tell us. You see if you ever come back over here with that, I go and block you.
Petal, Petal, bro. Me no want Petal block me. Alright, later.
Yeah, man. Big up.
Yeah, man.
What you mean, who is crappy?
The original coffee, man. I will ask that.
I will ask that. Jamaica.
Oh, Jamaica Yardy. I want out the pan page again.
May I beg on a follow over here, so too?
Oh, yes, yeah. Yes, second page.
Oh,
Let's what me
okay.
I say, man. Danish can get a meeting this morning. Right in a big front and get it easy.
Danish can't
Oh,
nobody.
Yeah,
Danish
man.
can't somebody,
Right
man.
in a big front and get it, man. Mr. Info draw a crowd over there.
Okay, I'm
Crowd.
your wife.
But you know,
Bunkos,
you know,
you know a girl may attack?
where she live? New York?
Yeah, me think a New York she did it.
Get up early and sit down there. Look at my phone and fall back.
Remember, me remember her name now, you know, but she used to link me all the time with politics. She used to blog with me on Facebook, but she always say when I know politics time, she take a break, but when election call, she come out.
You know so much people.
You know, yeah, me know, but me don't remember her name, you know, but a next girl have a similar tone of voice like her.
Jesus. So, Kitty, what going over X yesterday? Tell me now. And you have your kids, you know, 'cause you beat them bad over there yesterday.
Me beat them bad every day at X. I remember
that's no
say
fun like
X
Kizzy over there, no. Cause
and
me
me
always
play them.
I sit there, me always comment for them,
Kizzy,
me always comment
Kizzy,
for
don't
and
even
follow.
read the message, you know, because you call my goal name too much time in there.
Then now, what you mean for nationwide sitting?
Yeah,
They
for
read you when
nationwide.
they read you when they're ready.
Public opinion, yesterday she started reading and she couldn't, so me read it for the live. Me say, come here, say, I wonder where you're right. You say, I know, it's not no both party, a PNP, I cause the problem, and Mark Gold
I
in
call
our.
me call him Master Marker, that's why.
Mark Gold in must be right yesterday, though.
Yes, man, I did say Mark Walling fully. And then, yeah, but right, me always write for them public opinion. They read it sometimes, because people always tell me so they hear. Sometimes they read them right, but sometimes, and one time Cliff say, what's she name? What a name. Hey, hey.
Shanae, you and Shanae, then read your part of your own, and then she, because, you know, so she was last week, she's nobody know
Yeah,
her.
last week, but they know I read you out.
Yeah. So then she read part of Shanae own, so she never read all, and Shanae don't go like that too, like, you know, but everything was captured in it, so she never read the whole line.
Only be always read when me write to. Only be. All TV day, the whole of them, then you always read me sitting them when me write them no way.
After you call out his name.
My friend always call me and say, Kissy, me just say your name on the radio. Where you there get trouble now?
You know, me see how I go, Kizzy?
Oh.
Go Ted.
Which part?
Just come in and my shop, come by sitting.
Eh?
Not even 10 minutes ago, good.
Who is it?
Go Ted.
Why you from Portland?
Oh, okay.
He know you?
Me don't think he knows like that.
Oh.
I sit there in calling, man. McNair.
Oh.
You know names, sir?
Mm-mm.
You know names, I know, because I don't call the right name.
You're putting your LK number on this one? Okay. You finished it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to know Jeffrey, man. Everybody know him.
Remember say well, heap of Portland people there by your side there, you know.
But me, I Porty, man, me I tell you, say, we know what we're supposed to know from Porty.
Yeah, more than likely.
We're par with Casey them and when they see the American name,
yeah.
Ratty them.
Oh,
And next brown short one, what name again? With the tattoo. What's his name? One brown short. Then they are all of them in America.
Watch it, they must celebrate, but 1 year ago, we won the popular vote across Jamaica. 7 municipalities. The PNP won 7 municipalities.
They still walk around that
115 seats. 115 seats in 2014, up from 98. Them put out big poster though, watch them. But then win. Never win shit. I saw PNP bail face and lie.
Mario, you're up for police training school today, 'cause you look like you're trained to be police.
I ain't going to go over there every day. Go do it. Watch the police them for.
Not care people gonna go train. One thing, you know, Mario come like turn one place, you know.
Yeah, no, but Mario no send that Santana. Santana say I go to them. Go look like you know service.
When I say about now one in the pan life, man.
Yeah, but in the Cosmo Bad Road.
Yeah.
Whatever that's about Rolling Stone.
Get a no man.
Now Mario that.
Mario busy body bad.
He fuck a drive hard, you know. Cause Mario call one night time, company live and say in there to punish to. And the next time Mario company live, he say in there money he got sent on. I mean I tell you say within about 20 minutes. 20 minutes to half an hour.
I told him take her and go through the
guards.
guards.
Man, I told the guards, man. If
you know,
go through punish
a lot of people know that through the guards is faster than the toll, you know.
Yeah, man.
It
probably road not so good though.
It's too long and boring, virgin.
Remember, say, when you go through guards, you know, man, and you go through past you and you take it ill, you know. Remember, when you done the ill, you know, down you start going up.
Yeah, man, for you go through guards and
you know what, sir? You know what, sir? I just saw when they're Jamaica in November. I just saw me drive through Ferngully, man, and just cut out the wall or something there.
Yeah, man. Because
yeah,
if you go on the toll, you have to go way up at Jacksal and turn back. Don't go in a Wuchi. Yeah, man.
It toll quick, regardless of what I say, it toll longer, but it quicker, you can drive more flat out.
Black King, you must make your box big at all time. I don't like this format.
Okay.
Yeah, host, if you extend your box.
Yeah, the host, you must extend your box. Yes, now me can see your face. 21 and over your head.
You want to see the only for grey hair, the kids, eh?
Well, I know, me are looking at it at night time, you know, so I don't.
You see my face?
You see my face?
Kizzy, yeah, you know, this is the best face you would see at night time, Kizzy. Kizzy, this is the best face you would see at night, you know. Yes, I'm telling you. Whisper softly.
Hello. Hi. You could have up at West Live all night. If I see your face, it would work.
No, man, that's the best face you see right now.
So, I see them about
early in the morning.
I don't know every week one new problem coming to Jamaica, right? So, I see them have now a big run. I send on one petition and ask Jamaicans to sign it. And the reason for them to sign it is that they are saying that parents should be allowed 24-hour visiting rights at Bustamante Children's Hospital. So now, they want to sit down inside of them picnic bedside that they say.
But as a parent, you're supposed to can stay at your picnic bedside as long as you want.
I disagree. I disagree.
No, man.
Madness.
All in England, you can't do that. Once you picnic sick in the hospital, you can't stay there.
One bro, God. First of all, how much have you ever been to Bustamante Children's Hospital? There is no space there. If you have 20 beds in the space and cots with your babies. First of all, remember, you know, when you are to you, a parent should be allowed to go on the ward if they want to. Okay, you have to make exception, but they should not be allowed to stay there no 24 hours. I have no cat, no chair.
Don't know about the children visiting hours, but out of the hospital, so it's from.
The parents
I don't know about out of the children hospital.
Access.
But they're not allowed to stay. Yeah, 24 hours.
I don't know about the visit.
Okay, but not 24-hour access to sit the whole time on the ward. Right. No, you should be able to come and see your child at any given time. But you're not supposed to. But you're not supposed to do that. So if you come, for example, in nursery, the people with security, then I'm gonna say, okay, you have an hour. You understand?
Yeah.
And within that hour, you know, you're not allowed to come in back so till one of that certain amount of time within the 24 hours. So it's spaced out. But the parents, them based on the conversation when I see,
they want room and
parents then want come put on chair and sit on a picnic bedside 24 hours. That's a foolishness. Yeah, I forget children, they must say, oh, it helps and this and that. If you have a private room with your child, is a total different something.
So when
probably that more than a refer to.
So they wanted it.
Yeah, but England
you get more private
ward and private room.
Yeah, you get your
But
side
what
room.
about the other patients? Remember, I know when you are visiting, the other patient who is next to the patient that you are visiting, they need privacy too,
True.
So want to when doctor around what? They want to sit down there too?
Yes.
Well, at least, remember, in the idea, you could have wanted it too because I have to pick me or know what go on, but we can understand the concern as a parent still. But if they want, more say 24-hour access because some people probably work
and
at a
Javana.
certain time.
Did you have a private room? I stayed at UWI for 7 days straight with my child. Did you have a private room, Javier and Javana?
Somebody.
I know. I don't know. I don't like hospital and them thing they still. So I don't know. Maybe that's what I mean. Can't
But
see the
that's
logic.
24-hour access still key because at least some people may have to work only for different
24-hour
time,
access
So
is okay, but that don't mean to say you have to sit down the 24-hour with your pitney. Every period
Visiting time.
some of them are intervene when the doctor do their job.
Visiting time open up
obviously,
the yard.
they more use them emotions in it and not just say what's good for the child.
Thank you. Now you understand what me I say. Pitney go to start cough, you start call doctor. No.
Yeah, fine.
Visiting our done, you got your yard.
But me know say over here, so you see if your child sick, once they admit in the hospital, you can go there anytime. Allowed because you're the parent, you're allowed that level of access. You go look for them.
No, say, and me understand, but it hurt me when me hear the comparison sometime. When you look on the size hospitals where they in the first world country.
Then also the size big too, but your bed space, them is relatively the same. Not make much difference. They still have to draw curtain just like Jamaica.
No, but the hospital is big.
The hospital size might be, but we must tell every hospital.
Rickstar, it's totally different because in Jamaica, one big room.
I see him way over here to plank.
No, in America.
Not different. I see him way too. Remember, say England have different level of hospitals. See him way like Jamaica, I see him way nothing different.
But Rickstar, that's another point. Because remember, the problem in Jamaica is not say we not no bed, a bed space we not have, That's why you see we are below the other buildings on the hospital compound.
Yes, me get that.
Yeah. Because when me that sentence be hospital, and me and the CEO I do a tour of the hospital, them out of bed, him show me in a store, him say we have bed. Him say what we don't have is like MIR machine. No man, matter about things what them really need. The expensive machine them, he must say, yo, them that the thing that we need people for donate or we need for get. But bed and sheet and medication and linen and him say we have them there. You understand me? So when people hear people talk about say, oh, them have sheet and them not, him say I lie them at tell. Him say no hospital in Jamaica, no run short of them.
Hospital provide sheets or them have a company with
When would I like to see happening in Jamaica though, I would like to see every hospital with the dialysis center because this diabetes, this kidney problem, and it's very expensive to do it privately. I would like to see the hospitals equipped with proper dialysis centers.
Me like how that sound. Me like how that sound.
You touch a point, Kizzy, you touch a point. Me have a virgin right now in Jamaica have kidney problem. And if him not admit in the hospital, them not give him the dialysis.
They not do it for free.
Yeah, if him not admit, so when we have to tell him to do now, go down, they go admit. Tell him say you're sick, so then give you the treatment.
Yeah, because it's expensive.
They more check him over and say, all right, and send him back home.
And then you have to left from rural parishes to go in a Kingston, but pay for doing it, and it is a lot.
One a Spanish Town, man. They have a dialysis machine in Spanish Town.
Yeah, what me I tell you, say in a rural parish, then none. So all people are Portland, them have left. Them have to go Kingston every 2 or 3
They
days
should have
to go
one
on the
in
machine.
if they can't afford to put one in every parish at the moment, they should have.
Look like somebody call
personally, in a Kizzy and Plank, I feel say me feel say we need to start make the backside company them, JPS, and also the Supreme Ventures start donate like these centers to the hospital them, build up them dialysis and kidney treatment labs and centers to the government can't do everything one time, but them private partnership can help a lot. Supreme Ventures make billions of dollars out of Jamaica. It's a Trinidad-owned company.
Free money. Free money. Free money because all who say them are suffer. The first thing they get up a morning time, they say them dreams in 31. They run, they have a last $1,000.
And them a buy for every came for the day, you know.
3 times a day, 4 times a day.
Tell you no one joke. No remember the day when we up on the live Plank and we are say who forget who are win one cow and sitting
and you say everybody for go buy.
Me say cow play. Cow play. I beat myself, me never buy it. When here then dry and they say
put on $5,000
me say Bunbrook School.
Guys, when you know see Master go a jump poko. When you know see what go on.
The man and wife gone to church, gone dance.
When you say
Master go make them pit in the head up on maroon too, Master.
Pit in the head?
Yeah, you know no, I did Peter Phillips when this man the pastor I put in there and I rub in there. No remember? And Master I must rum then wet him up with.
God Jesus. I want to Richie come up about Rickstad.
No man, I said to him, man. Because he must say
one
per
person.
come up here for.
1 second,
No, you come up here for cuss about.
Oh.
No, I'm not coming because
you see the picture where Ujan have up this man with Marky.
Okay, somebody else sister.
I say one per parish inadequate, but we are saying dialysis, we're not like one machine. We mean like a dialysis center with multiple machines.
You know, but then you see, going forward, we hope we project it in a way where we can take it to the community centers or even say the regional. Some regional centers based upon how it
could have it in every health center.
Hear me out. Because when you consider the dialysis, you know, when I'm not really getting dialysis, the way I'm supposed to get it, you know, it cut him off. You understand? And when due to how it is in Jamaica right now, boy, may I tell you, you know, may I go to them people over there.
Anybody will have that problem
because it's so expensive. So, and when Punko say, me not full agreement with him with that. So, let me talk about my experience now with Bustamante Children's Hospital, because me telling the guys, me have a youth with a disability, so we did have to start out there. So. And I must tell you this, if you are a parent, then we allow you to come in there certain times of the day. I don't remember exactly how much, but when the doctor go run ward, depending on your situation, you have to come out of the ward, make them do what they have to do. You understand? So this thing with the matter
that is standard. To my understanding, that is standard.
Yeah, but me don't know what I'm asking now, but in my view, based upon what my experiences I had there, it wasn't bad at all. And due to what Dr. Tufton I do it, I came my first world if you would have asked me. Yes, it is. We can compare them.
Now look for the link and tell you know exactly. Let me go search for it. Me soon come.
Yes, it is. We can compare them to first world country because some hospital the child may have a room for themselves while they in a certain cases in a room where multiple children are. So, you know, we can put Jamaica up there so because at the time when we should have developed them thing there during the 90s, that during the 90s stretch, boy, people they prefer just to have stuff in pocket with money more than I look about the things that really help people in our country. I'm sorry if you politicize it, but I just the gospel truth.
Truth can't change.
All right, so people know what the petition is saying. Yeah? Oh God, the kind of jump, Lord God. What make it stay so, you know, what make me can't.
That's website they will bring you back to another website.
Many parents me can't no more want bring it down when me can see it in a see exactly where it start and where it end, but the way you then do it, it's a petition and not go do it. But me I try my best and read when me can see. Many parents, including myself, dread the end of visiting hours at the Bustamante Hospital for children. Parents are not able to attend to his or her child on the ward after visiting hours. We are forced to leave our children, ranging from newborn to 12 years, at the institution, which is understaffed compared to a low babies to nurse ratio in each ward. I have seen parents leaving the hospital in tears and discomfort, knowing the nurses and staff will not be able to attend to their babies as they should. Their attention has to be divided between the million tasks they have a day. I believe allowing at least one parent to be able to stay 24 hours could mitigate this issue. I was informed that before COVID virus, this privilege was extended to the parents. COVID-19 had a major outbreak in Jamaica and around the world, which should be taken very seriously due to the magnitude of the sickness/disease. However, this was 3-4 years ago. The outbreak isn't as fast spreading and life-threatening as it initially was. Many Jamaicans have been vaccinated and should take the necessary precaution to keep their babies safe if allowed on the wards. I have watched numerous babies cry their throats out without being attended to. I witnessed a parent bringing the matter to a nurse that a specific baby was crying, in which all of the nurses and staff were on the ward and could hear. She requested that another nurse check on him. However, the same nurse said she was going to wash her hands and return. She did not. She had to again notify the doctor for the baby to get attention. The baby was crying for more than half an hour. I understand that the nurses cannot look at every baby at once, but this is another reason allowing the parents to be there 24 hours and aid them with care of the baby, which is important. The University of West Indies Hospital has a 24-hour visiting time that allow parents to stay overnight with their babies. Why can't the Bustamante Children's Hospital extend the same privilege to the parents? In closing, to reiterate, I am a concerned father who believes parents or guardians must be allowed to stay on the ward with their children overnight with a 24-hour visiting time frame, for it will lift the burdens of the overworked and understaffed practitioners. Additionally, this will allow both patients and parents to be less stressed and mentally drained while treatment is being done. Yeah, basically.
I can say something before anybody else, please. I've been trying to say something.
Yeah, man, you have the floor.
Yeah, blessed love to everyone, you know. I don't agree. In the present condition that the hospital is in, I do not agree for parents to stay there 24 hours. However, I think they should be granted some form of time, you know, during the course of the especially the daytime. Nighttime, children tend to want to sleep more, so they might have a break at night where they might not cry so much. But during the day, and then again during the day, you have to go to work while you want to stay with the baby all day anyway. But with the new hospital system that is being afforded to the populace by the government, with rooms available at the Spanish Town Hospital and the Cornwall Regional Hospital, and as is the case in the University Hospital right now, that problem should be alleviated soon and very soon. So I just want the people and for Wall Street and stop pressure the government about every little fuck you know come up with. Thank you very much.
Friends, something you know, I may tell you the petition have 7,210 signatures.
You could drop a people that out of 3 million, man.
Well, but I'm not so go rusty. I think by law, when a petition have 15,000, then they have to bring it to the relevant
mediation.
Yes, so it can be debated. So,
is it 15,000?
15,000, yes, 15,000 is the goal.
Okay.
And it is now, well, and it started little over a month ago. Well, basically not fully a month yet, but since the 31st of January, the petition started, and them have 7,000
It's not a problem
210.
to much people. I think
That is what we are saying.
Hold on, you know. Look here. Let me ask you something now, Kizzy. If 50 picnic up on the hospital ward up there, the 50 parents are going to stay there. If the 50 people decide to stay there, is that going to be... Sometimes we think before we jump to some things and want to do some things, you know. Because watch out. If 50 picnic take sick one time and up on the hospital ward, and the 50 parent decides, all right, I want to stay with my picnic. How is that going to happen with the limited space that is there?
But look here, the ministry, as far as me understand, you know, the ministry is working and now parents are gonna be allowed to stay overnight. But
yes,
not
because that is happening now with the new hospitals that are being built. It is the case with the Spanish Town Hospital, Cornwall Regional, and it is already the case with the UWI, right? University Hospital of the West Indies, right?
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be the case with the Children's Hospital, but I think the people them just need for whole strain and just wait.
Because they know say it come when they try to make a nice about it.
Can I say something too, guys?
But if them know so it come, why make a big thing of it?
Because that's how people see it. Remember, they say Sparks are going to fix road and the people in my campaign for already.
I don't know Star, I tell you, so we have some little style or some little fun.
Can I say something, guys? I think though people now look on the bigger picture. People now look on the bigger picture of this, right? Especially if they don't have private rooms, you basically are gonna have more than one child in one room. Say you have two children or three in the room, right? That means to say you have three adults in there minimum with them, right? And then if the children them have other illnesses and you know it's a bit sticky. Them
you have your own virus to it.
I was saying that earlier, Petal. I was saying that when you have an immune compromised child and then you have an adult there around, anything can happen to that child. No,
yeah,
the child
but
at a higher risk of
with food and all these things.
People with smoke and come in there with
but generally, hold on, no. Generally, if a child in a hospital and them have certain immune deficiency or in the respiratory part, then normally put them separate from the other kids.
Put them separate, but sometimes you have bed crunch and more than one. Sometimes you can't prevent it. You just can't prevent it. So them have to put certain things in place and say, okay, when a child is this sick, or when visiting hours are from this time to this time. However, if a child is terminally ill, for example, or you know, basically touch and go, then you can make an exception to the rule. And you know, say a lot of people not think about these things. But me I gotta tell you something. From a healthcare perspective, me kinda work in a different areas in all of my practice. Picnic, this, that, all over.
From picnic anyway.
Huh?
Go to man, talk.
No. I'm just saying I've worked in a lot of areas. The only one place where me really ever work in I like long-term care, cause me just can't work in a nursing home. But I have worked in a lot of places. Me have lots of different certificates, credentials, not different. Yeah. But what me I say is this: when I look on the long term, you see, when you have families staying in a hospital overnight. I want different kettle of fish here, friend. You know, so them pretty much become your patient.
They cause more problem than the pit.
Yeah, because if anything happened to those people while they are visiting and sleeping overnight,
and your responsibility.
Tons of time, you're dead there. I want different kettle of fish. And you imagine that a children's hospital now, where you are going to have you are dealing with your own things with the picnic them sick, and then people come for sick pan you. It is more than what meet the eye. People don't understand these things.
Well, me not agree. Well, me don't know. I don't know what will become of it, but I don't agree if you don't have people bungle up with no picnic. Go there for your visiting hours and go back on your blood clot and go find food.
I believe there should be visiting hours. Make it as flexible as long as
possible. Me feel like 24-hour access is better than at least they can go there between certain
hours
times.
Is a must. But in case of anything, you have a 24. But Rick, let me tell you this: when you go to the hospital, because I've been visiting, right? if you go outside of visiting hours, there is a customer service desk that you can go to, and you can plead your case with them, and they decide. And then give you them say to you, say you have 1 hour or 120 minutes or 130 minutes, right? And then you can go see your patient and come back. So it's not like the hospital. Well, we
Like
can't
a
speak
prison,
for
them
every
running like a
hospital, but
prison.
kind of like it's strict. What them I say, you know, there is
Only
no
Thursday alone they can
exception
come
to the
on Friday.
rule. You can't have everybody bungle up.
Yeah, you can't this, but me say if the children them have, if they terminally ill, if they have bad, if they have cancer, and you know basically in there they have bad diabetes, any little thing where you know say they can pass off or so at any time, me believe say you can
Give them
make
special access. Make
yeah,
provision for them.
for them visiting hours can be, because like even in our hospital, regular wards visiting now they might make it more flexible still, where you kinda like leave a certain time. But a lot of the
Yeah, tell
wards
them,
them visiting open hours open. But from long time ICU always had 24-hour visits, because at any point in time your family can take a turn for the worse.
All right. So you see, Triple Dimples, I say I go to hospital and I spend all day with my child. Let me say this, yeah.
Privilege too.
Everybody are go want stay around and pitney. Your pitney sick. Remember your child. I tell you, your emotions are high. You want to be there. But sometimes in this situation, a parent is there. They're in the way. Them are going to impede medical staff from doing their work. Them are going to impede auxiliary staff. They did it. Sometimes if you do your work, somebody did it. Cause all right, them are complain now. Say baby, I cry how long. Look how much, if you're there, you do your work and you have your baby go ball same way. A child crying or a baby crying don't necessarily mean say the child has to be held or need something. Not saying you're not supposed to check, but crying is not crying. I want to tell you, remember, say crying is a sign of being healthy. That's why when your baby born, then clap him.
So true. I get the privilege already to stay in the hospital with my son. You understand? It wasn't a problem, but nobody told me I had to leave. I left in the morning. Somebody come and stay with him until I go home and shower and go back. But that was way before COVID anyway. That was in like 1998. And it's same Bustamante Children Hospital. But in case, for who can afford then, you don't have to carry your child go there if you want to stay with your child, because there's a public hospital anyway. So they have the right for them to exercise their rights. So
you ever go in a hospital and go look for people, and you have some people when not get no visitor.
Yeah.
Nobody now visit them. Can you imagine all that personal when nobody, no family member, nobody now visit them, and you did the whole time? That person start feeling like shit. They're sick already. It make them worse feel lonely because nobody no come to see them. The next thing, when you have night and you're supposed to be sleeping, because it's general, your body shut down at a certain point. And somebody else there in the water walk around. Them are no doctor, them are no nurse. Them is a stranger to you. You ever feel a way too?
In the public sector, you have to understand, say rules are rules. So you have to follow the rules. If somebody oblige you and say, okay, you can stay until this time, then you don't abuse it. But rules are rules. If not, you go to a private hospital. You can't do anything there for you pay your money. You have your
Dimples, I am not saying that there are not benefits for a child to have their parent around. But 24 hour really? In the night, so I'm to when the child asleep. People say they want to take chair and put in the water. That is nonsense, man. Dead for your child when it counts. Maybe during the daytime or whatever. But once it comes visiting hours is over,
What happened to 50 Virego girl from Blood Cleat? We are calling it now. For some ghetto decide well watch now. 50 hour decide to go all a cheer up on the ward because we 50 hour picnic sick. How that go?
Everybody decide to use phone and all these things, or we unruly and on a discipline.
And then Rusty, guess what? No, one baby start ball and you're nursing your baby a ball. And nurse said, me can't look now or I'll soon check and then I see blood clot.
And then decide to start
Hey girl, people are here on one another, take care of people pick me up here, and then you have 50 people to attack the nurse. Me no.
Video
I already see situation like that already, and it's not the case.
Petal and say, watch the nurse, look at the baby a ball over there, so and a 20 minute no and a 1 hour no and the dirty nurse girl not come and get nurse girl. Me no so
just imagine the chaos where that would be. Eh? Just imagine, nurse tired and want to sleep and pick me all these a cry for no reason and you have to cuss all the nurse. Because that's something that we see happen all the time without the situation being what we want it to be right now.
So true.
Emotions high because of your child. And you're telling these people, that's why enough time, you see when somebody pass away at the hospital, I mean your family come out a ball, or even when police and shooting and oh yeah, my son did a good pitney. Sometimes me not really listen because I know your emotions are high and something bad happened and you're looking someone to blame. When you take emotion out of it, then you realize say it's a total different situation.
You mean like when time they shoot my blood cleat son or my brother or my wife, my baby mother call me and I cuss me. I don't answer. I don't look on her. Me don't know what happened already. I see sometimes when the boy them keep up fuck.
Remember what they done up a hospital. I mean she is now a part of our party. But at that time she was on the opposition side and the hell and powder was for the Papa Hospital.
Exactly. With the pitney.
Alright. We just don't want to bring you up because you go here say she a labor right now, but at the time she was PMP. And we remember the
Let me tell you something, Kizzy. This is sometimes when you chat to the mama them about the boy them, you know what, you hear nothing, I say, oh, you don't like him because this and that, and you allow them on him. And when the fucker go on them, I call you, don't look on them.
Don't look on them, I agree with you.
Don't look on them.
Just I totally agree with you.
I have a boy, you know. One time boy I go on the pure foolishness, you know. I mean, I know me, I talk to the boy, and the one Dana bought me up and who allow him, Ray. And there, I just say, all right, cool. Watch you know. When them shoot him up, mama, sister, granny, auntie, uncle, everybody I call me. If you do want me a doctor, you say, can't go to hospital.
Yeah, but you see a lot of women cuddle their children, and that's why you
used to go on with myself.
When they do wrongs, you see them come and ball.
Kizzy, when I was a young man, me used to go on with myself, you know. Me tell you, say, go on with myself. All kind of something. The uncle never hold up nobody or rape nobody or rob nobody. Uncle them me never do. Me never have to do that. No time in my life. Yeah? At all time, grew up in a trade shop, always have money, always have something to do. And never need to do something. I mean, always have girls, so I never need to do certain things. Me never involved in a battery. I can't tell you, say, you know. You see, when rotted problem come down on my father, I look at me and see my father. Brother. The father will always tell me, say, Jerry, I'm not talking to you again, you know. And I'm not here. Watch out, man, this when trouble take me. I can't see my father. Rotted. One time I get in a one problem, I want to see my father come and quote me, see my father cry. I feel weird. Jesus Christ, my father crying at me cause it. Brother, I take with myself for certain things. Me take with myself for certain things, man.
Afternoon,
not crying at me cause it, man.
Afternoon, Triple. Welcome to
my father must crying at me cause it, brother.
Back to the hospital situation and the rudeness and whatever. I will never go into a hospital, doctor anywhere, teacher anywhere to none of them. And I the same way I grow my kids them. Cause if me they here now and my son their country I go to school. And if me hear same route to teacher, if I fly, me have to fly go down a country, me I mash him up down there. Right?
Well, me I tell you the truth, you know, Triple, me I gotta be honest to you on the world and before God all mankind, you know. There was time, you know. I want to echo some. There was a time in the 90s when me go to the hospital with my youth, you know, and the nurse them and the doctor them and give me a run around, you know. Especially when it have the auxiliary feet, you know, I never have no money. I mean, go and bad out there. cuss better than go on bad. And get to.
No, but what I was saying,
it's not right. It's not right. It wasn't right. What no frustration?
I admit down at Jubilee last year. I admit down at Jubilee Hospital last year, August. Even though I sick, me sick, you know, me go in there. But me go in there for research too. Because me want to know where every woman come out and make up nice and talk about the KPH and no Jubilee Hospital. Say the nurse them this and the doctor them that. Which I lie. Me I talk about when me prove for myself. When me done at the hospital, right? I saw a nurse, big woman. From morning, you know, me I watch the nurse, you know, she alone, you know, on the ward, you know, run how much woman, you know. And me I said to myself, me like the lady, and me just observe the lady, you know. And everybody, the other female, them a cuss the nurse, and I say them don't like her or whatever. So me say, me like her. Them say, why you like her? Me say nothing, me just like her. So, in the day, you know, when we get discharged, the Sunday man, when we get discharged, the nurse looked for me and she called me, come our desk. I'm going to go our desk. She sit down and she talk to me and I tell me what we do and X, Y, Z. And she say, when you come back and I go certain place, tell them say a nurse so and so, tell you if you come. Anyways, when I go back inside, them ask me, where the lady called me and I said to me say nothing. The nurse turned to me and say, it's because you look like somebody can't talk to. The rest of them not have no manners. And I say, look at that.
The worst thing you can do is not have no manners to a nurse or a doctor, yeah?
Exactly, because them have your life in them hand. Them have your life in them hand.
Teacher, we look after you, we teach your kids.
Manners carry you through, no matter what the person. Manners carry you through.
Some people come in at the healthcare. Let me tell you something about people sometimes. Let me observe. Automatically then come in. How am I echo?
I think we're gonna echo off a triple.
Yeah, if we find out who back echo and mute them. Pull on the screen triple by you.
Then come to seek help, right? And help them to the best of your ability. And I am telling you, some of these people, they find every single thing to make problem about, even when there's no problem. Just create problem when there's no problem. A lot of people come in at the healthcare, come to seek healthcare, and then come in with a litigious mind. Then come in and like, if anything at all ever happened to me, this is what me I go do that.
Or a sense of entitlement.
Yeah. So sometimes you did it, and you pour out, and you go above and beyond to help people, and you find some of the people are so ungrateful. They make crap, and it's not only Jamaica, it's worldwide.
You over here, too, man, because he's working at 16 about 6 years.
Petal, I can say something to you.
Yeah.
There was a time in Jamaica when nurses were stressed right out. You couldn't get no service from them or them they stress out. Them now have no manners. You see, during the time of the PNP government in the 90s and the early 2000s, the nurse them never have nothing in manners and respect because them is stressed right out.
Me not give them no pass to not have no manners because they're stressed out.
That's our job, brother, and choose, innit?
If you choose to do that, like me no say, me gonna tell you the honest God truth. If me did there Jamaica, me probably wouldn't become in the system in Jamaica. Just because of how me did find things when me did it, right? So probably that would not have been my choice of profession. But me I tell you, say, when you decide to go out there for go serve the public, because when you're in a nursing school, you learn to be caring, you learn to be compassionate, and that's why other night when cola ball, you want to pull one.
You don't know now, sorry for him.
Pull one little string from my arm, right? Kissing
the ball for.
Something
it is a dirt and gonorrhea unaliving wife.
some nurses even here me can tell you, say,
Where are cussing man and telling about your wife? Now you are cussing and telling about your wife.
We can't complain. We can't complain.
Boy, I tell Vegas, say Vegas, woman give him bun and he nearly hang himself.
Yeah.
So somebody clap him back.
One if you want, that's no problem.
People are easy, you know. A man
They
really
say
have to
come
go
from, they say come from, you know.
Is that a man go there, no? Is that a woman go there?
Vegas, I deal with him with respect, you know. But here, in tell Vegas, say Vegas is a good man because he my fin wife must be 43 years and Vegas get bun and nearly kill himself.
In Vegas, there the woman can go 2 years.
Listen.
How Vegas business reaching on that?
No, I think that's why I play and play gloves off, innit?
Remember, say I saw them behave, you know.
Look here.
From Vegas, come on. From Vegas,
look here. Mr. Vegas cannot be held responsible for what his girlfriend did at the time. He was out working. He was out working. She should have been the one to keep her backside quiet.
Guys, from Mr. Vegas come out and start talk in favor of the government. You okay?
Well, kind of something would I talk about? Most of we as man go through that.
Him said that to Vegas, somebody lick him back. Here what him said now, when he get film lick back now. If he didn't know, it's somebody there. Him pay 100K right now if his somebody go analyze this somebody. That was his remark.
Me would have never draw that the card for another man. Most of we as man go through that to do, man. Most of us as man go through that to do, man.
But listen to this. This is where they don't have no argument, so they draw for the gutter. They go personal. They go down into the gutter.
Woman.
Man and woman. Man and woman go through the same thing, the man personal business.
I never use that to say me a shade, man.
I don't think people them do that. I don't
never do that because watch out. Maybe I'm through that.
Because see something there. See the other one where they deport. Where name? Where they deport. Eh? Exactly. And where they deport him for? The laziness, no one walk till he go start push.
But what I'm saying, if you offer to pay $100,000 to analyze somebody, why don't he use it and fix up himself?
Power.
Sign out. Mr. Vegas come out and I'm blogging to the party.
Exactly.
Remember the first time me hear them on one live. You don't hear who are black for the party for labor, right? The one Vegas and right away they started attacking him about what the woman do.
But funny thing about it, the crab leg, the worst, and got prison, nobody talking about it. Huh?
A long time Triple X got prison.
You never call no name, you only know about crab leg.
Me can't call his name from a Victoria come from. I didn't see him come from here.
Who come from him?
Just call him, you know.
Who come from
Victoria, not Triple X. You never hear me talk. A Victorian people then come from. Links to the nastiness people then come from.
Look here. Look here. Let's ask man we know good, but we no business with him. You know, we never see him situation and talk about it yet. Never talk about it yet, you know.
But that's what I'm saying, that how can you go?
use people for a situation.
Exactly.
Sometimes you hear some things happen to some people, you know. Oh, you hear it go, you know.
I know.
Oh, you hear it go. Oh. Enough time you hear things about people is not how you hear it go.
Triple X get in here for selecting, you know. Him a disc jockey, him a selector, you know.
Everything about Triple X, man. You know Triple X years.
That's why I'm saying my PMP. I'm a PMP from birth. My PMP from birth. My PMP from birth. The whole line people them over Victoria when come from a PMP.
Plank. A Triple X draws in weird. That's why I can't then call him Triple X.
And he need not to, you know. He need not to.
Yeah. And when he just
no, Jesus Christ. You're not going to knock me, you know.
Hey, Kiss the when interesting, fully sheen out, you know.
Look here, no man. And he like wear shorts.
Lord Jesus Christ.
See him a come and here.
Triplets race the woman them for buy clothes them on machine.
You serious?
Look here, man. I want me to go do for hide for me not me from now.
What? Rusty?
Not terrible.
You need that bad man.
Rusty, make sure say you not look a bush.
Yo.
Make sure say you not knock me and look a bush.
No, me not knock me still, but I mean,
look a bush.
No, I'm a perfect man.
You know, look a bush, bro.
Yeah, man.
Look a bush.
Yeah, man, you have knock eye. All the eye, they knock.
The only problem me have is, the only problem me have in life is brokenness. Me have no other problem.
The whole away. Welcome to the club.
Man say, no, sir. God have take your blessing.
Like how you Richard cost me some broke and my woman left me.
God take my blessing for what?
Eh?
Why you say that?
Man say, you sit down for richness and talk about in the broke. Every woman sit down for richness, you know.
Yeah, we sit down for it.
I don't know what them can reach off fight though.
I don't tell you about I'm not say anything. It's midday.
One of my good friends say I have 2 jars, and when he broke, I get all him, I go sell 1.
You say, you can't make planky on the business, you know?
Me not call no name, you know.
Hey, I want thing with me, you know. You know say me? One thing with me. I don't interfere with people.
I'm torn. I don't know who to vote for.
No name, you know.
Hey, I want thing with me, you know.
Yeah.
No see nobody at all on business about no knock me, no Cassia, no big nose, no big foot. Nothing with you, me no business with you.
Everybody could have looked like you, and everybody could have looked like me. God have to make every man to their own image.
Let me tell you what trouble about people now.
Over Nina.
Triple X.
Oh. You know the only thing what trouble me about people. Anytime you fast and now mind your own blood clot business, over that me no like people.
And triple bleach too. Triple that bleach too, you know, loving black skin. That's why I'm up on number for master man.
But Rusty burn up one time for choose my bleach.
Rusty burn up like you get a bad mixture.
Rusty, you have to remember, say,
One thing with me is a plank. Me glad for all the God make me. You see me? I don't hear nothing bad about nobody I rejoice, you know. Me just laugh to myself because watch you know. In this life, you don't know who I go reach out to blood.
Yeah, man. Somehow we clear run out per way. Yeah, you run out per way. So them that try turn with foot them certain way. So somehow we don't make good. Just like when Marcia bacon, some it take them catch and some not catch. In Marcia?
What?
Hey.
All we not catch, we have mouth to eat it.
All right.
It's clear, yeah, you know.
My son, see me left 2 here and them done and them asked me said me not get more. So there is enough mouth to eat and give.
Guys, keep top up the lives, please. Keep tapping it up, please. Thank you.
One thing me can tell you, you have some nice bossy guys with nice and trim and have bandy leg, you know, have liquor drop of body.
Hey. Oh, you know that.
Yeah, and then you have some guys now who look chaka have not me, but you have the right size to the girls them.
Let's go back to government business.
Let's get back
Rusty. Oh, you know everything that we are saying, Rusty.
I told him make one piece of passport.
Hey, that's anything I want to say. Now I want big man, you know. I don't care what people want to craft up in their mind, you know. You think this is the people, man. Anything what people want to craft in their mind, that for them business.
I hear you.
You have some girl with sexy and nice and look beautiful and boy, you have to can't swim for go there. You have some girl that look like some girl look like old 40.
Stop dropping from me, please.
All right. Yeah, some girl will look chaka no blood clean, but if you get little, you know, left the yard.
Stop drop one from me.
Stop it. You back drop one.
Fling at a stone, and I have a pen over here, and I fling a stone.
This Rusty, that's a good one.
One thing me know, glass house over here.
Yes, sir.
Nobody never tell me to them have to swim. Come, go away now for me.
What kind of bring no you talk about triple dimple?
Petal, go back to government business. Nobody there asks who have to swim to cross for your water.
Hey, me, I don't blame some people not like me sometimes, you know, and me not like myself sometimes.
I want an escovite sauce. I'm making escovite sauce.
Hold on, let me ask Marcia one quick question. Marcia, come, tell me, Marcia, what I must do? Liberal or conservative for the premier? Who you want?
Marcia, I ask you a question. Ask you a question, Marcia.
Hold on, when we done with Petal, you know what?
No, how much pound? I just that more know.
Pound hour. Ask Plank. How much?
She say you know how much pound, tell me then.
Me never weigh yet, Rusty. Me never weigh.
Petal. Even though I don't like them, but I think I like a little bit of what we see in a dog.
Yeah.
Dog Ford, although I'm not a fan of theirs, but I like what I see. In him.
I think he did well with
yes.
I'm a cousin.
I think so
I think
too.
he did well with the pandemic.
Yes, I think so too. And I like
how I see this long while. I want Lorraine. I waited this long while.
And I like how he's crashed.
Give me some help of money back pay during pandemic.
But I like what he's doing for.
I don't know more about him still. No.
There you go. But go for the Lib then.
Yeah. She was my mayor before.
Correct. That's what I said. Gonna go for. It's either him or she. It's still a vote for Just, right?
Listen, guys, we're going to our restaurant look a while.
And you know what, Marcia? I think they're going to win. The Conservatives are going to win the general. So we need to have some opposition.
You think so they're gonna win?
I think so.
You mean with something there where them hate him so much?
Come Petal and Marcia, no call no one of that talk about Canada.
No, still politics. You see that skin your teeth though when we that talk.
We don't want you know about no politics. Because when me talk about my president, we don't know why here.
No, we listen.
But Plank, it's important for you what them are saying, because anything can happen.
The thing about
find yourself in Canada,
this is Marcia.
You need to know, but you need to know who's who and what is what.
They were the ones who did come and do some restructuring and change of some policies to certain things. To be honest, anytime at all the economy get in a shambles, them fix it. Me nah lie you.
Who that?
The Conservatives.
But I don't see where the economy is not. It's
all right.
Like I said, the biggest mistake.
Like for example, Marcia, the housing market.
Well, that's what I was gonna talk about.
They
that was
would never be so liberal. They would have never been so liberal and remove the red tapes for those people to come here and and do the housing market or them do the housing market.
Yes, that is where, and not only that too. What we have to look at too also is the liberals policies is like for Andrew.
No, the Conservatives are similar to Andrew to me.
Somebody talk to no in a comment.
I can't see come here drive. But anyway, me go gear.
Give her a chance.
Yeah, me a gear because me feel say them Conservatives them go carry home the general. So we need.
I don't believe they're gonna do it, but I could be wrong because there is but then they don't have a lot of people.
All right, you know why? Were you here in the early 90s when they did win? Okay, so me can relate because at that time, similar, it wasn't as bad, but there was a lot of issues going on with even the welfare system. So they had to come in and do some them send out the woman them because before the mothers them used to stay home and get all these thousands of dollars, not do nothing for themselves. They were the ones who come in place and say, no, listen, you don't have to go back to school and have to go up on a plan. Unless you have a disability, you have to tell us why you're still on the... So those are some of the things that they did.
But you know what happened to me? You know how many times I have to defend myself when the minister called? To defend myself because I'm telling them I'm not going to give it to you because you need to have a reason to get the subsidy. And they go report me to the minister, and I have to make explain. Go to them and explain why I refuse to give.
Well, it wasn't like that before, Marcia. Usually, watch out, I want big election when people come out. It wasn't like that before. Once them come, there you go, and you have to, them come, you have to give them what them come for.
I know, but me they ask them, if you're a stay-at-home dad or mom, why would we give subsidy? So why? I said, give me, make your case to me why. Because if you're stay at home, you're not working, you're not looking for a job, there's nothing wrong with you, and you just decide to stay at home. Then if you stay at home, well, you can take care of the kids. Anyhow, yeah, let's get out of it.
Yeah, guys, I got a little announcement there. I got a little announcement there. For all the people